Hello, hello. Some exciting stuff happened over the weekend. If you are fans of Crash Bandicoot or Spyro, the developers of that, Toys for Bob, look, they were the thing that I was the most excited about when Microsoft announced that they are going to be buying Activision Blizzard King. Those developers were the thing I was most excited about joining Team Xbox and getting their games day one on Game Pass. And when they recently decided to leave and become an independent studio, I was really bummed. Like, genuinely. And hopefully it's for the best for them. But lo and behold, we now have confirmation that they have worked out some kind of partnership exclusive deal with Team Xbox. And this comes from like Jez Gordon from Windows Central. He heard from this town hall meeting, which I'm not sure if it was a town hall at Xbox or a town hall at Toys for Bob. But leadership at Toys for Bob and people at Xbox have worked out a deal for their first game as an independent studio. And this game, we don't know what it is exactly, but what we do know from both Matt Booty and leadership at Toys for Bob, they are both saying it's going to be a lot like what we have done in the past, and it's going to be a lot like the games that we are known for. Like, this is going to be a harken back to our roots, which could mean a lot of things. It could mean the remakes that they did of Spyro and Crash. It could mean further back, like things like Skylanders, which is something that they started to get known for after they got with Activision. It could just be for their style. They are no longer having to be this support studio for Call of Duty that they've been for the past few years. And that's really exciting that they made a deal with Xbox that's probably, let's be honest, it's probably going to be an exclusive thing because they never bothered to... All anybody cared about with the whole Activision Blizzard King situation in the courts was Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty. But there wasn't really much fight over things like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro. So if you're on PlayStation or Nintendo, this will probably suck to hear for you if you only game on those platforms, because these games will probably be exclusive to Xbox. Could be wrong. Very much could be wrong. But I think what is most exciting to figure out, what could these games be? Or what could this game be? Let's be honest. Like, I'll have more on this in a moment. But like, it could result in more than one game. But what is this first game that Toys for Bob's independent studio is going to be doing first? I actually reached out to a couple of you guys to see what you thought. And these all pretty much line up. Like, something that a lot of people aren't going to be saying is what Avi J said on Twitter to me. A new IP, potentially. Like, as long as it's just Toys for Bob, what if they wanted to make something new and totally fresh? Not really tied to anything, but Xbox will back it. And they've done stuff like that before. It doesn't have to be an IP that they own, because if you're curious, like, Xbox still owns the Spyro and Crash Bandicoot IPs. So, whatever, if anybody does anything with them, Xbox has to greenlight it now because they own it. So... But it could be a new IP. That could be interesting. But then we see stuff, a lot of you guys mentioned like Skylanders, which I personally am not familiar with whatsoever. Let me know in the comments, like, if you can sum up what Skylanders is to me. But there was people like Supertone, Werp, and Clute had an interesting idea, though, because I do remember Skylanders, you would like scan, I don't know, the kind of amiibo, if you will, or something to just get the figure in the game. But now that Xbox owns Activision, we could see things like Conker and Banjo get in the game. And that's a really, really neat idea from Clute. So shout out to Clute. Like, I didn't even think of that. But yeah, you could see Xbox IP make their way into like a new Skylanders game. The things that people are probably more theorizing is like, what about another Crash Bandicoot? It could. You know, they did Crash Bandicoot 4 in 2020. Then they did Crash Team Rumble in 2023 last year. And whatever their next IP is or project, hopefully will be in 2026 at that rate. Shout out to this team getting games done in freaking 3 years, unlike a lot of other games out there. Let me know how that works. A lot of the people are saying behind the scenes and rumors, and Connor Donahue, Spyro 4. And they even kind of teased at it in their blog post that they did when they announced that they're going independent. And they said, like, to us fans, keep your horns on. And that's an obvious shout out to Spyro. So Spyro 4 would be great, you know, because then they did both Crash Bandicoot 4 and Spyro 4. That'd be a really neat, just kind of full circle that they did sequels of those games. But then there's what Joe Pro said that I personally am like hoping for. Banjo and Kazooie. No Xbox first-party team, for some reason, wants to work on Banjo Kazooie. Yes, they own the IP thanks to them owning Rare, but Rare is too busy doing other stuff. They're doing Sea of Thieves. They're going to do Everwild, whatever the hell that comes out. They're not really doing these kinds of games anymore. And their other platformer studio, Double Fine, that they have, has stated, no, we kind of want to work on our own IP and stuff that we want to make that's original. And yeah. So it would be kind of funny. I pitched this previously in a live stream that, look, we don't have any of our teams that want to work on a new Banjo-Kazooie game or even a remake for that matter. We'll let you go indie if you do one of those for us. I don't think that's likely, but a boy could dream, right? I just personally, I'm really excited to hear that whatever the next Toys for Bob game is, because again, that was the studio I was looking forward to most. And I was really sad to kind of hear that we won't be getting all their games coming to Game Pass. But with this partnership, 100%, it's like the Xbox Game Publishing does with the teams for As Dusk Falls and Ori and so on and so forth. Like, that's just the publishing deal. This will come to Game Pass day one, which is cool. And I'm really curious to hear, is this going to be a frequent relationship? That would be great. But it's cool that Toys for Bob instantly has work right after they went independent with the people that let them go. There is one issue with that, though. If Toys for Bob was going to be like all these other teams that supposedly get to make whatever they want, like two former very independent teams with Double Fine and Obsidian. Double Fine as a team that, literally had to kickstart a lot of their projects and is totally with indie devs. And Obsidian, a team that was very successful being independent, but both of them just wanted to not have to worry about the financials anymore and make the games they want. How come Toys for Bob went independent? There's a whole live stream I kind of did on that discussion and theory. And, flex your thoughts in the comments on that. That's the whole point of these videos. Why did they leave? And what do you think Toys for Bob's game is that they do this partnership with Xbox on? Flex your thoughts in the comments. Because I personally hope it's a new Banjo-Kazooie game.